let's now increase the pace and the level of the questions. Please solve this one, everyone. I'll give you 2 minutes to try this question and then we'll solve it together. Okay, last 30 seconds. Okay, last 30 seconds. Okay, let's see how many of you have done this. Shashank, no. Anant, very good. Srishti, no. Okay, Anant. Madhurji, very good. Harshal, good. Rishabh, good, good. Sudeep, wonderful. Joseph, no. Ananya, no. Okay. So let's solve this question together. Okay. It's a good question, a perfect CAT level question, I'll say. Okay. So people who are attending for the first time, they can get a hang of how the questions can be asked in CAT exam. See, A is a single digit prime number. Akshay, please tell me what all values can A take? A is a single digit prime number, which means?
It can take 1, 3.
1? Why 1? Is 1 a prime number?
Yes.
Okay. So 1 is neither prime nor composite.
No, sorry.
Right? 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. What is the smallest prime number, Akshay? Just think, what's the smallest number, which is a prime number? Huh? Yeah, be confident you're going right.
0, I'm not sure.
No. So the prime numbers start from 2. Okay. 0 is not a prime number because 2 into 0 is 0, 1 into 0 is 0. So any number which cannot be represented in any other number, that's a prime number. 1 can be represented in everyone's form. 1 is an exception, hence it's neither a prime nor a composite. 2 is the first prime number, then 3. 4 is not a prime number because 2 into 2 is 4. Similarly, 5. So if I have to talk about single digit prime number, it can be 2, it can be 3. 4 is not a prime, it can be 5. 6 again is not a prime, and then 7. These are the only 4 values for A. Okay. And B is a natural number. What is a natural number? Natural numbers are the numbers that start from 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 100,000, 1 crore. All of these are natural numbers. Okay. If I talk about whole numbers are the numbers starting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the positive numbers. Now the question talks about how many equations of the form this will have real roots. Okay. So what is the condition to have real roots? Step number 1. The condition to have real roots is D has to be greater than equals to 0. What is D? D is my discriminant. So let's see how do we write the value of D? What is D? D is essentially B square minus 4AC. So what is B here? B is the coefficient of X. So coefficient of X is minus 4 under root of A. So you just have to square this. If you square this, you get minus 4 ka whole square, which is 16. And then under root of A ka whole square, which is A. Okay. So this is B square minus 4AC. 4 into 8, what is A? A is 1. Okay. So 4 into 1 is 4. Into C, what is C? C is nothing but 3B. So 4 into 3B is 12B. So this is what is the value of D. This has to be greater than equals to 0. So if you simplify this, what do you get? 4 से cancel हो जाएगा, 4 4s are 16 and 4 3s are 12. So if you move this little bit here, what do you get? You get 3b is less than equals to 4a. तुमको पता है कि a की 4 ही वैल्यूज हो सकती है, राइट? सो यू फर्दर रिड्यूस दिस एज b इज व्हाट? लेस देन इक्वल्स टू 4a/3. ठीक है, दिस इज द इक्वेशन दैट यू गेट, राइट? एंड तुमको ऑलरेडी पता है कि a की 4 वैल्यूज होगी. सो फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन a इज 4, ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे हम b की वैल्यूज निकाल लेते हैं कि व्हेन a इज इक्वल्स टू 2, b कितना होगा? व्हेन a इज 2, b विल बी लेस देन इक्वल्स टू 4 into 2, 8/3. 8/3 is what? 2.6 something. So b is less than equals to 2.6. और क्वेश्चन में ये गिवन है कि b is a natural number. So 2.6 से छोटे natural numbers कितने हैं? I only have two natural numbers, 1 और 2, जो 2.6 से छोटे हैं. So here I can have two values of b, right? When a is 2, I can have two values of b. When a is 3, I will have b less than equals to 4. So b less than equals to 4 मतलब b can be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in total I have 4 values. I'm not interested in the individual values. I'm more interested in the total equations. Total equations matlab total combinations of a and b. So that's what I need to just calculate. If I talk about a equals to 5, if a is 5, b will be less than equals to 4 into 5, 20/3. 20/3 is 6 point something. So I can have 6 values of b. B can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Similarly, when a is 7, 28/3. 28/3 कितना होता है? 3 9s are 27. So it is 9 point something. So I will have 9 values for 2. So 9 plus 6, 15, plus 4, 19, plus 2, 21. Total, I can have 21 combinations of A and B. So I can have 21 such equations. This clear? Everyone? Or there are any doubts? It's clear. Let me know. Okay. Akshay, was this clear to you? What we did?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others as well, right? Okay. So let's move on. Let's solve this question. There's an equation whose roots are alpha and beta. You need to find an equation whose roots are this. Simple question. I'll give you 2 minutes. No, Shashwat, it's wrong. Chalo, let's see. Ye easy question tha. Let's see how do we solve this. Step number 1. Again, there are 2 methods. यहाँ पे मुझे दिख रहा है this equation is nothing but sum has to be 4, product has to be 3, so numbers have to be 3 plus 1. So my roots will be x plus 3 into x plus 1 is equals to 0. I can write this as this. So roots are what? -3 and -1, which means alpha is -3 and beta is -1. Method 1 is I just put the value of alpha and beta here. I get the roots. I simply write the equation. That's method number 1, right? देख लेते हैं. If I put alpha equals to -3, beta equals to -1, alpha by beta कितना हो गया? 3. So my roots are 1 plus 3, 4, and this is beta by alpha. Beta by alpha is 1/3. So 1 plus 1/3 is 4/3. I want an equation whose roots are this. So okay, find. Okay. So what this will be? This will be roots are 4 and 4/3. So I can write this as x minus 4 into x minus 4/3 equals to 0, right? Then this rephrasing this x square minus x into 4 plus 4/3 plus 16/3 is equals to 0. What is this? This is nothing but x square minus 16x/3 plus 16/3 equals to 0. If I have to rewrite this, I will write this as 3x square minus 16x plus 16 equals to 0. That's my final equation, right? This is this is the convention method that you find the values of all the variables first of all, and then you write the equation. But in CAT, if you want to do the faster way, you do the other way around. You don't put the values of alpha and beta directly. You just simplify this. See, I essentially want roots to be 1 plus alpha by beta and 1 plus beta by alpha, right? So these are the roots. So I know, if I know the sum of the roots and the product of the roots, I can directly write my equation. So I will try to calculate sum of the roots here, right? So what is the sum of the roots? 1 plus something plus 1 plus something, right? So what is this? 1 plus 1 is 2. Or maybe if I have to rewrite this as something, what will this be? Let's see. 1 plus alpha by beta. This is nothing but alpha plus beta by beta plus 1 plus beta by alpha. Again, this is nothing but alpha plus beta by alpha. So I can take alpha plus beta common. If alpha plus beta is taken common, अंदर क्या बचा? 1 by beta plus 1 by alpha. 1 by beta plus 1 by alpha. If I take the LCM, what is this? Alpha beta into alpha plus beta again, right? I know alpha beta are the roots of this. So अगर इस equation के roots alpha beta है, तो I know alpha plus beta will be what? Minus b by, which is minus 4, and alpha into beta कितना होगा? Will be c by, which is 3. So I simply just put the values here. So alpha plus beta अगर minus 4 है, so this is alpha plus beta square, it is minus 4 square 16 and alpha beta equals to 3. तो मुझे ये पता है कि जो भी मेरी नई इक्वेशन आएगी उसके sum of the roots have to be 16 by 3. Similarly, मैं as a product of the roots निकाल लूंगा. Product क्या होगा? 1 plus alpha by beta, multiplication of this, right? So alpha plus beta by beta into alpha plus beta by alpha. So this is nothing but alpha plus beta whole square upon alpha beta. So again, same thing. If you just put the values back here, you will get 16 by. तुमको एक ऐसी इक्वेशन चाहिए जिसके सम ऑफ द रूट ये हो, प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द रूट ये हो. तो आपको पता है ऑलरेडी कि व्हाट यू डू, यू टेक द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ x स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू 1 एंड सी, बस इसका ध्यान रखना कि या प्लस आएगा या माइनस आएगा. लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल यू पुट दिस प्लस सम ऑफ द रूट, ठीक है, बट आपको पता है कि सम ऑफ द रूट्स क्या होता है? सम ऑफ द रूट इज माइनस b by a. So if you are taking a is equals to 1 in the equation, you are saying that minus b is equals to 16 by 3. So b has to be minus 16 by 3, right? क्योंकि हम इसके आगे माइनस साइन लगाते हैं सम में. So the root has to be, the final equation has to be x square minus 16 by 3x plus product of the roots, which is 16 by 3 equals to 0. तो ऐसे भी तुम डायरेक्टली सॉल्व कर सकते हो विदाउट फाइंडिंग द इंडिविजुअल वैल्यूज ऑफ द रूट्स, राइट? डायरेक्टली सम ऑफ द रूट्स एंड प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द रूट्स. Okay, so these are the two methods for this question. Just let me know if it is clear. Someone is saying minus 3 होगा, कहाँ minus 8 होगा? Is this clear? ऋषभ, minus 8 कहाँ पे होगा?
सर मैंने कैलकुलेशन में मिस्टेक कर दिया था.
ठीक है. Others, both the methods should be clear. The conventional method and the new method. अमोक, तुमको समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So let's move on to the next concept. Okay, a very good problem. थोड़ा advanced problem है, but at least give it a shot. Try करो. By the way, this capital M is same as small m, so don't worry. Okay? This is same as the small m. Find the number of integral values of m. M can be greater than 0 and less than 200. तो कितनी integral values हैं m की इस range में, for which the following equation has rational roots. ठीक है, rational roots कब होते हैं? Go back and check the condition and apply it. Okay, time up. Let's solve it now. Okay, I've received few answers. 2 or 3 of these answers are correct. Rest every answer is wrong. I'll not disclose the answer now. Let's see. It was, the level of this question was advanced. So even if you were not able to solve this, it's okay. Just pay attention here. Okay. See, and try to understand the way in which I am thinking when I see this question. The moment I see this question, I'll be like, find the number of integral values of m between 0 to 200, right? इसका मतलब m की values actually में 1 से 199 तक जाती है, right? M can take 199 values because it has to be greater than 0. So starting from 1, less than 200, so 199. For which equation has rational roots. The moment I see rational, मुझे समझ आ जाएगा कि roots में under root of d आता है, so d has to be a perfect square, तभी rational होगा, right? D has to be a perfect square and d has to be greater than 0, right? So I'll simply write the value of d and then I'll try to make it as a perfect square. What is d? D is B square. So 2m minus 1. That's my starting point, of course, because rational roots given it. B square minus 4. A is m into C is m minus 2. This is the value of D. Let's solve this. Okay. Did I make any mistake? B square minus 4ac 2m minus 1 whole square, right? Correct. So ये क्या लिखा है? This is nothing but 4m square a minus b square, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So 4m minus 4m into m is minus 4m square, and 4m into minus 2 is minus 8m. Okay. So if I simplify this, 4m square will get cancelled. Minus into minus is plus 8m, minus 4m is nothing but 4m plus 1. I get D equals to 4m plus 1. Okay. And of course, I want D to be a perfect square, right? Say for example, k square, because roots are rational. So I want D to be a perfect square, right? Okay. First observation that I get is D is an odd number because it is 4m plus 1. So I know for the fact that if it is 4m plus 1, 4m is always an even number. So if I add 1 to any even number, it will be an odd number. So if D is an odd number and I'm saying that D is a perfect square, so I can say very safely that D is a perfect square of an odd number, right? Because even का square तो even होता है. So ये even number का square तो नहीं है, ये किसी odd number का ही square आएगा, right? And D is 4m plus 1. अब मुझे ये भी पता है कि m is greater than 0 and less than 200, right? तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? अगर मुझे D को देखना रहा, what is the least value that D can take? I know that D will be great. Okay, guys, just give me 1 minute. I'm getting an urgent call. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so see, what I get is because m is greater than 0. So if I put m equals to 0 here, D is nothing but 4m plus 1, right? And I know m is greater than 0. If m is greater than 0, this will be greater than 0 plus 1. So I can say that D has to be greater than 1. Why? Because when m is 0, D is equals to 1, but I know that m is greater than 0, so D is nothing but greater than 1, right? And what can be the maximum value of D? Again, m को 200 डाल दो. When m is 200, D is 801 because 4 into 200 is 800. 800 plus 1 is 801. So I know the range of D is between 1 and 801. ठीक है? और मुझे ये भी पता है कि D को perfect square बनना है. तो essentially मुझे क्या करना है? मुझे 1 से लेकर 1 से तो बड़ा एक perfect square निकालना है जो 801 से छोटा हो. And I know one more property that D is an odd number, right? It is 4m plus 1. So how many odd perfect squares exist between 1 and 801 is my ultimate question. So I know सबसे पहला odd square होता है 1 square, but 1 square is 1. मुझे पता है ये D मुझे 1 से तो ज्यादा चाहिए, so 1 square is not eligible. So I will start from 3 square, then 5 square, then 7 square. ठीक है, मुझे सारे odd squares करने हैं. Why odd? Because D is in the form of 4m plus 1. 4m plus 1 is an odd number, so it has to be an odd number. Right? Till what? You guys, please tell me what is the maximum value that I can go till. See, 11 square is 121, right? तो कहाँ तक जाऊँगा मैं?
Sir, 199.
Why
729 तक?
See,
729,
727, right? मैं D को तो ले जा सकता हूँ 801 तक ना, because M जाएगा 199 तक, but D is 4m plus 1, so D can be less than 801. I know 27 का square is 729. 27 के बाद जो odd number आता है वो देख लेते हैं एक बार. 29 square. What is 29 square? I am not saying कि तुमको ये सब याद रहेगा, but it is 841. इसको जल्दी एक कैसे कर सकते हैं? 29 is 30 minus 1 whole square. Simply apply a minus b. A square 900 plus b square plus 1 minus 2 will be 2 into 30 is 60. So 900 minus 60 is 840. 840 plus 1 is 841. I know d has to be less than 801. So I will not take this value. I will be like, this can go till 27 square. अब मुझे simply count करने 3, 5, 7, 9 till 27. How do I count it very fast? I will start from 1 कि अगर 1 भी होता तो कितना होता 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 1 से लेकर 27 तक ये कितने नंबर्स हो गए? This is 14 odd numbers. कैसे किया मैंने जल्दी? अगर मुझे 1 से 3 में करने हैं तो 1 plus 3 by 2 2 1 3 5 5 plus 1 by 2 3 1 3 5 7 ये 4 नंबर है. 4 कैसे आएगा? 1 plus 7 8 by 2. तो सिमिलरली अगर मुझे 1 से 27 तक नंबर्स निकालने हैं तो कितने नंबर्स हो गए? 1 plus 27 by 2 14. But in 14 numbers mein 1 is also included and I don't want 1 because 1 is not possible. D has to be greater than 1. So I will just remove that 1 that I've included. So my final answer will be 14 minus 1 equals to 13 will be my answer. Is this clear? It was a very good question, a very advanced level question. Please confirm if you were able to understand this or it's not clear.
सर
Yes.
हमने डी की रेंज कैसे निकाली?
D is 4m plus 1. ये क्लियर हुआ ऋषभ?
क्लियर है.
अब मुझे m की रेंज तो पता है, m 0 से 200 है. m 0 है तो d 1 हो गया, m 200 हुआ तो d 801 हो गया, 801. बस इनइक्वालिटी डाल दो.
एम को डायरेक्टली हम 1 नहीं पुट कर सकते क्योंकि एम तो
1 कर लो,
ग्रेटर देन 0 है.
1 कर लो, 1 कर लो, एक ही बात है. इसलिए मैंने यहाँ ग्रेटर देन किया. m को 1 करोगे तो d कितना आएगा? 5. 5 से बड़ी वैल्यू तो भी वही आएगी. 3 स्क्वायर इज 9.
ओके.
ठीक है. Rucha, is it clear?
Yes, sir, but it was a little advanced one.
Yeah, it was an advanced, hence I mentioned chocolate problem. But even if you guys are able to understand this thing, it means you can very well do in quant section. Okay, great. So let's move on with the concept. Let's move on to some higher degree equation. We have covered the quadratic equation, but quadratic ही नहीं आता. CAT में 3 degree भी आएगा, 4 degree भी आएगा, 10 degree भी आ सकता है. So for example, if I ask you guys, form a cubic equation. अब एक cubic equation क्या होते हैं? जिसके 3 roots होते हैं. So if I ask you guys that okay, you please write a cubic equation whose roots are 1, 2, and 3. It should be fairly simple because whatever we have learned in quadratic will simply apply. So I'll be like, अगर roots 1, 2 होते तो equation would have been x minus 1 into x minus 2 equals to 0. But the cubic equation के roots are 1, 2, and 3. So my roots, or so my equation has to be x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3 has to be 0. I'll just simplify this thing and I'll write जो भी मेरी equation होती है. How do I simplify? 2 को पहले साथ में दूंगा. This is x square minus 3x plus 2 into x minus 3. I'll multiply this everything by x and then I'll multiply this everything by minus 3 and I'll put it equals to 0 and then I'll solve it. तो वो मेरी equation आ जाएगी. Right? That's first. Now you can ask me a question कि sir जैसे अपन ने quadratic equation में सीखा था that sum of the root is minus b by a, product of the root is c by a. How do I apply that concept here in cubic equation? That's an interesting part. So for example, if I have a cubic equation, ax cubed plus bx square plus cx plus d is equals to 0, and I say to you that the roots are alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, then the properties here in cubic equation, similar to the properties that were there in the quadratic equation, will be all. Sum of the root is alpha plus beta plus gamma. I know कि in the quadratic equation I started with the minus sign here, right? So hence I put minus b by. So the way in which I put a minus there, in the same fashion I will have a minus here. So sum of the root will continue to be minus b by a always. Okay. Now what all other permutations can I have? earlier there were only 2 roots, so either it can be sum or product. But now because I have 3 roots, I can have multiple combination. One is sum of all the roots. Second is sum of the roots taken 2 at a time, which means sum of the roots taken 2 at a time. So I will only take alpha beta, and then I'll add, then beta gamma, then I will add, and then gamma alpha. Right? So in this fashion, I can have one more combination. And now what it will be? So you just have to continue this in the same pattern. See, it was minus b by. So you just keep on moving this in an alternative fashion. That okay, यहाँ पे minus आएगा, यहाँ plus आएगा, यहाँ वापस से minus आएगा. Right? Sum of the roots किया तो minus b by a कर दो. अभी sum of the roots taken 2 at a time किया तो जो भी next term आ रही है c. So this has to be nothing but c by a. Now if I ask you what should be the product of the root, तो same minus कर लिया, ये plus हो गया, last is minus. So this is nothing but the constant, which is minus g by. Right? So the same logics will apply. The only thing to note here is this move in an alternative fashion, which means अगर पहला minus है, फिर plus आएगा, फिर minus आएगा, फिर plus आएगा, फिर minus आएगा, ऐसे करके चलते जाएगा. And this thing, sum of the roots एक हो गया, then sum of the roots taken 2 at a time, then product of the roots. अगर 4 roots होते तो क्या होता? अल्फा प्लस बीटा प्लस गामा प्लस डेल्टा एक होता. Then अल्फा बीटा बीटा गामा गामा डेल्टा अल्फा डेल्टा, ऐसे करके मैं सारी कॉम्बिनेशन बनाता हूँ. देन एक और कॉम्बिनेशन होता वहां पे अल्फा बीटा गामा प्लस बीटा गामा डेल्टा प्लस गामा डेल्टा अल्फा, ऐसे करके, और लास्ट में एक होता अल्फा बीटा गामा डेल्टा. वहां पे भी सेम पैटर्न होता, माइनस प्लस करके. ठीक है. सो दिस इज हाउ यू विल सॉल्व ऑल द हायर डिग्री इक्वेशन. तो सेम लॉजिक लगाना है, फंडे मैंने बता दी. ठीक है, ये हमने ऑलरेडी कर लिया अभी. एंड दिस इज हाउ द higher degree equations will look like. So for example, if I have an nth degree equation, for example कोई भी n डिग्री है, ठीक है, तो मुझे करना ये है कि अगर मुझे सम ऑफ द रूट्स निकालना है, सम ऑफ द रूट हमेशा ये होगा, यहाँ से माइनस डालो, पहली टर्म को हमेशा माइनस डालो, फिर इसको चलते जाने दो, प्लस माइनस प्लस माइनस प्लस माइनस. लास्ट वाला प्लस भी आ सकता है, माइनस भी आ सकता है. प्लस कब आएगा? अगर n की पावर इवन है, मतलब अगर मेरे पास मान लो अगर मेरे पास 3 ही टर्म है तो इवन आएगा, वरना ऑड आ जाएगा, उस टाइप से. राइट? कि जैसे जब क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन लेता हूं मैं तो कांस्टेंट के सामने प्लस आता है. राइट? क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे प्लस हो जाता है, बिकॉज मेरे पास n की वैल्यू होती है 2. व्हेन n is 2 आई नो यहाँ पे प्लस आता है, बट व्हेन n is 3 मुझे पता है कांस्टेंट के आगे माइनस आता है. तो इसलिए मैंने देखा कि जब n की पावर इवन है तब कांस्टेंट के आगे प्लस साइन आएगा, और जब n की पावर ऑड है विच इज 3 तो कांस्टेंट के आगे माइनस है. ये सिर्फ जनरलाइज थ्योरी कैट के काम का नहीं है, बट आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन यू कि कैसे करना है. सिमिलरली सम ऑफ द रूट्स टेकन 2 एट अ टाइम, सेम कॉन्सेप्ट जो मैंने वहां लगाया कि माइनस के बाद नेक्स्ट इज प्लस, सो इट हैज टू बी a2 by a1. अभी सम ऑफ द रूट्स टेकन 3 एट अ टाइम, माइनस प्लस नेक्स्ट इज माइनस, तो यहाँ पे a3 अगर आता है तो माइनस a3 by a0, ऐसे ऐसे करके चलेगा ये पूरा सीरीज. और हमेशा कांस्टेंट वाला टर्म होता है सारे रूट्स का मल्टीप्लिकेशन. साइन कुछ भी आ सकता है, माइनस या प्लस.
कभी
या
सर कभी इक्वेशन ऐसे भी हो सकता है ना, सपोज एक्स क्यूब, फिर हमारा एक्स स्क्वायर वाला है ही नहीं, मतलब वो एक्स क्यूब माइनस 2x इक्वल्स टू 0, तो फिर कैसे रहेगा?
यू कैन अज्यूम एक्स क्यूब प्लस 0 into x स्क्वायर माइनस 2x प्लस 0.
फिर सेम कॉन्सेप्ट.
हाँ, तो फिर वही सेम चीज लगाओ, माइनस प्लस माइनस.
ओके,
ठीक है. ये क्लियर सबको कि हायर डिग्री में हाउ डू आई अप्लाई सम ऑफ द रूट्स एंड प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द रूट्स वाला फंडा? यस, नो? Great.
So that's all for today. I hope you all have learned something new. So yeah, stay tuned and press the subscribe button to be notified on the next video.